Yo, what's good, everybody? What is going on? It's your girl, it's your big sis, LELL Vintage. You know what we came to do. We ain't joking. We ain't playing. This is serious. I'm trying to tell y'all that from start to finish, we plan to intrigue you and to bring you some of the best artists, black-owned businesses, owners, CEOs, ride or die. You got it. We need it. It's coming. Just know we here, right? So let's get some business out the way first because I'm already ready, right? First, I need you to go over and follow Stage Left on IG at 609 Stage Left. Follow, click like, share with the world. Because listen, once this train keeps rolling, if you ain't on it, it's like throw mama from the train. You just missed it, okay? Now, I want you to go to Top Class Radio on IG and Facebook. Follow, click like, share. Tell them all. Tell them one. Tell them all. We are going worldwide. We are worldwide. Man, listen, it's not a game, okay? And if you're feeling froggy and you want to call in, come on and call in at 609-418-9816. 609-418-9816. Listen, I'm here. I hope y'all out there watching because tonight we going hard in the paint, okay? That's that Ben Wallace and Rasheed Wallace paint, that Pat Ewing paint. So listen, tonight I got my big cuz, my brother from another mother, and Mr. James Bussey in the building, y'all.
Oh, thanks for having
Freedom
me.
City Bike Club, the only black-owned bike club, okay? Let me say that again. The only black-owned bike club. The first, might I add, in Pleasantville and Atlantic City. Yo.
Actually, you just might as well go say South Jersey because we right here.
We
like, you know what I mean? Like, we right here. Like, you know. Cause
we just don't do that. We don't stop there.
I tried to Google it. I can't find nothing similar. Like,
nothing,
you know. So.
Nothing like it. You want a custom-made bike? You want Bob Marley stickers and you want Bob Marley paint?
We do it.
This is a man you want to see. What's up, guys?
Hey, listen, first of all, thanks for having me, cuz. I appreciate you.
Man.
I'm proud of you.
I'm excited. I'm proud of you,
man.
I'm
proud of you, girl. I tell you, I'm happy. This is a happy moment right here.
Man,
like, you know?
Listen, you know, we've been vibing and kicking it. Like, day one. We
from yeah.
Yo, listen.
Like we've come a long way.
The history is ridiculous.
Like
y'all.
What was that? Reddings.
Yes.
Where it first kicked
Reddings,
off. Like
mental projections.
Rest in peace, Carl Redding. Like
Absolutely.
He just like what I mean. But
Absolutely.
we came back all the way from Reddings right there on Kentucky Avenue in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
You know, we did our first what was that? The Gospel Social Network.
Gospel Social Network.
You know what I mean?
Mental projections.
Yeah. Then,
Freedom City. Freedom City been on the map for a minute, and I'm sorry that y'all been missing it, but you better catch up now.
Wow.
Parties.
Wow.
Fashion shows.
That was about 13, 14 years ago.
Bodied that joint. Entertainment in the backyard.
We got some credits. We got some credits because we went off to doing some crazy stuff. Like we sold out the Hard Rock.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
whoa. We had a battle of the bands and killed it.
Yeah. We sold out the Hard Rock.
What's that, 3 stages?
2 stages. We built that stage. No one knew that we literally built that stage the night before. Like, you know, we was up for about 18 hours.
Yo.
Coffee'd up. Like I was twitching the next day. Like, you know, coffeeed up. And we should have bought some lighter wood because we bought that heavy wood, but it worked out.
It worked out. That's what the second stage we built. We was at.
It was the same stage.
The
we just
Court.
The Jammy Jam.
Sold that joint right to the owner. He was like, "Let me get that."
Yeah, you can have it because we ain't bringing it downstairs.
No, it was too much.
It was too.
Had that
too
thing
heavy.
jumping, man.
You know?
Shout out to everybody that put in time and work and love and effort into Freedom City.
Well, you have no idea. Like, you know, that list goes around the block, down the street. Like, you know, there's a lot. Like, even come on. Like, you got to give it for the Jamie Woods. You got to give it for the Mark Flatleys.
Shout out Jamie.
Shout
out
what I mean?
Mark.
Like, you know, there's more. The Clarences, like, you know what I mean?
C-Dub, what it do, baby?
Like, you know, I don't know how many people I owe money to.
Yo.
Like, you know, because I ain't have it at the time, but I gave you mad hugs.
Yo, man.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, so it's just
DeBose.
Yeah, Rob. We took
Chef
Rob on the ski trip. Oh, God. He took Rob on the ski trip, but he held it down. Like, you know what I mean? That food was delish. Like, you know,
Chefing it up always.
We did some crazy stuff, but like, you know, God had a plan for us.
Word, man.
God had a plan for us.
Say that again, man.
Yeah, God had a plan
God
for
had
us.
a
Like,
plan for us.
Like, cause like I'm serious. Like, some of the stuff that we accomplished, I'm still in awe about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't even gonna bring up Freedom City. Like, but that thing is just the foundation.
That's the foundation.
That's the foundation of everything that we have done. Like, and like tell you the truth, like, a lot of people stood on that platform, and I'm proud to say that a lot of people stood and like, launched off that platform.
Yeah.
And just done some incredible things, like
that's how it's supposed to be, man.
Incredible things, like and once again, that was the only black-owned entertainment production company
throwing it down.
You know what I mean? Like,
we ain't done yet by far.
No, heck no. We got. Jesus, we got. Hold on, we got to get out the. Roll it back. You're gonna roll it back.
You farmers might need us over there on that farmland too.
But I'm gonna give it, like I said, like no disrespect. Like, I got put out this, like, what I mean? Like, I would not be anything without his grace.
Word.
You know what I mean? I would not be anything without his grace. And like, like I said, there's a lot of people out there to sacrifice with me, for me. Like you said, like, first of all, I'll give a shout out all day to my family.
Yeah, work.
Like,
Aunt Deb, Zach's
like,
Buzz.
Like my father, like, what I mean? You understand, like, I'll give you a little bit of history. Like, my family is super dope. Like, what I mean? Super supportive. And like, James always been like the black sheep. Like, I mean, like, I was always been the rebel. I was always been one. I'm talking about, I would stretch that rubber band as far. It won't just pop, but like, I'll stretch it to the point. But like, I have a support system that, like, I just can't even just like, just put a word to it, but just, I'm just grateful. What I mean?
I want to tell you something though, right? Because, and this is crazy because that we're sitting here now. And that's fast forward to now and then rewind back to where we began.
What?
Every show I set an intention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And today I want to set an intention about being intentional about your dreams. Being intentional about your dreams. I don't know anybody with more hustle than my big cuz James. You know what I mean? Nobody with more hustle and bustle. Like, when y'all was seeing me, y'all like, yo, you just keep going. You just keep going. I'm like, yo, I won't stop, can't stop. But when it comes to, and it doesn't matter what it is, whatever you put your hands to, like, bro, you mold that thing. God molds it for you.
Listen.
But he gives you the, you know what I'm saying? The wherewithal to just hold on to that thing and you take it and you run with it. Like, from Lawrenceville all the way back down here.
Oh man, you went further, huh?
Yeah, like, shout out to Lawrenceville.
Shout out to Lawrenceville. Shout out to Mercer County. Yeah, absolutely. Like, like I said, once again, I give all the glory, all the grace to him. But he has blessed me with some good genes, and them genes has come from some great people. Right. Like, my everybody in my family's a hustler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I was proud. Like, I give you a little history. Like, my grandmother. Like, what I mean? No, let's take it back to the West Coast. Like, what I mean? The Busseys came out, from Pasadena, California. Okay. Shout out to all the Busseys out there. Shout out to my cousin Holly. Love y'all.
Send me some oranges.
You know what I mean? Shout out to my auntie. They out there. They doing good. Pasadena. But my name comes from my grandfather.
Word.
James Anthony Bussey. Like, so essentially my son's a third, but I just call him Junior anyway. You know what I mean? But
that's my man, y'all.
You got to think about Pasadena in the hills, back in 60s and 70s. This man bought a house where they weren't giving houses out to us.
Nah.
He had 2 businesses.
Yeah, man.
We didn't have no businesses out there. This guy's, it's like, he bought a Corvette. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't selling Corvettes. We weren't buying Corvettes in those times. I know I wasn't born yet, but like, I just come from good genes, like, transitioning that into my grandmother, who was the first black-owned female to own a business in New Brunswick.
Wow.
God rest her soul. She had a Jersey beauty salon. Jersey beauty salon in New Brunswick. She was the first black female to own a business in that town. You know what I mean? So it's just like, when I think about that, and then let's skip that. Excuse me, because I had my grandfather that she remarried. Like, he had his own cleaning business. On my mom's side, like, her father had his own security firm.
Word.
Like, then you go to, like, the big whammy. The big Pop. Pop just did it all. I never saw that man take a paycheck.
Oh man.
He always will be on the grind.
Word.
Like, and the one thing, like, I'm blessed because he raised us to be a man. He's a man's man.
Yeah.
And he raised us to he did his absolute best to make sure we had the proper surroundings and education. Like he took us out of like New Brunswick, moved us to Princeton. Now, mind you, now this is back like early '90s and everything. We had pillars. I didn't know what a pillar was. You know what I mean? Until
we had pillars.
Yeah, I'll tell you a story. Shout out, because it was we moved to Princeton, and I remember we was like our first week on the bus. Now, mind you, like we're the Negroes on the block, like, you know what I mean? And just like, we have the big White House.
In the sun.
Like, Hershey kissing a bowl of milk. It's all that, like, you know what I mean? And like, mind you, we have the house in the corner because Pop, like, he's going to go big. He's going to go big.
Right.
You know what I mean? So this house looked like
though.
a mini mansion because we coming from Brunswick. You know what I mean? Now we got pillars and everything. Like, holding a driveway was about as big as our street back in Brunswick. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, what?
That's
so
big,
I remember
man.
we on this bus. And I remember this bus driver would not let us off the bus because they didn't believe that we lived there.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Ain't that something?
They did not believe that we lived there. And like, sure enough, my brother, Zach, he didn't care. He's yelling out the window. My dad's cutting the lawn outside and everything. And Pop came out that backyard. Like, I mean, but that right there just shows you like, what, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? How much sacrifice,
Yeah, man.
like, you know what I mean? And what to be
Yes.
grateful for. Like, you know what I mean? Like, fast forward, like I said, my dad was a hustler, you know what I mean? But he was a good black man,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? A good man's man. Like, he didn't raise us he didn't baby us.
Nah.
Like, you know what I mean? Shoot, we go to school and load like a 40-foot truck of furniture.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, but like I said, like at the time, like, it was like, complain all you want and everything, but he was teaching us something back then.
Absolutely.
He was planting seeds in us, like, and I really value that because he taught us how to survive.
Word, man.
You know what I mean? Like,
Survival.
And he taught us how to straight survive. And like, and not just him, like there's a lot, but he's the core. You know what I mean? There's a lot that I am so grateful for from just that sternness and from that consistency and like, and that foundation. So like, I mean, I would not be anything without like the roots. I'm deeply rooted.
That's what's up. You know what's crazy is Pops, when Freedom City was kicking, we was kicking it off.
Yeah, we were.
Pops was out there with the camera, like, let me get this on
Show
film,
enough.
taking pictures, and that's, I'm grateful for his support. Like, that showed a lot of love and a lot of respect, and a lot of us, as much as we also have the support of our families, and I respect that, man. That gives us that extra cushion. You know what I mean?
You have no idea. Like, you know what I mean? Like I said, like, there's so many to be grateful. But like, the core is like, like my aunt, like, like Deb, like she's like,
hey, Aunt Debbie.
If you don't know Aunt Debbie, like, your life is not
Aunt Debbie,
complete.
I love you.
Your
Your girl love you.
Yeah, like if you don't know my aunt, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you because your life is not complete. That girl is just like, she is the bond that holds his family together, and she's brave enough to do that job, and then she got to deal with me because I was always extra. You know what I mean? Like, my mom passed when I was, was very, very young. Very, very, very young. And, like, I'm so blessed because, like, she fulfilled that role.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know it at the time because, like I said, James was a knucklehead, but she fulfilled that role. She's still fulfilling that role.
Yo.
You know?
I see her. I was at an event. It's crazy. I was reciting at this event, and she walked in, and she waited. And I looked at her because she had her hat on.
What?
And her whole face
which
was
hat?
tucked
Like,
under the hat. And I said, she walked. She didn't even say nothing. She walked right up on me and stared at me and was like, and I said, Aunt Debbie. I'm like, whoa, like, yo, and it's been nothing but love, and I'm grateful for that, man. You know how many times, like, just seeing her on the scene just really, like,
she does something to you.
Yeah,
she does something. She's like,
she's crazy.
Let me tell you about this. Like, all right, I'm gonna give you a little flashback story about my aunt Deb, how I came to South Jersey. No one ever knew this story. Like, I think like 4 people. You about to be the 5th, and whoever's watching about to be. Y'all gonna really know the truth how James Bussey came down to South Jersey. Now, I was living in Trenton at the time and everything, and James was wild and had his house called 427. Shout out to everybody in 427 because we had a blast. I can't knock that. We had a blast in that house. Like, you know what I mean? But it was coming to I was at a fork in my road. And for what reason God had his plan, but his plan and my fork matched up at that same time.
Word,
you know what I mean? Because, like, I was kind of visiting, or actually not visiting. I was kind of just like reconnecting with my aunt because they were already down here, down here. And I'm telling you, like, we was having this party. And it was like one of them parties. You about to get torn up. Like, I'm setting up the jungle juice in the tub. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people coming in.
Jungle juice.
Yeah, they starting to bring in, like, like they're starting to fill in, and like we're starting to get prep. Sure enough, knock at the door. I'm like, who the heck? And here's my aunt outside in the minivan, and then she got all my cousins in the minivan. I'm like, Auntie, why? This is so awkward. I'm like, why are you here? Now, I gotta make it a longer but short story. Like, she shut that whole party.
Shut it down.
Like, she didn't even know these people. Like, at all. Like, you know, she shut I mean, just like that. Like, you know, get out. And like made these people have like life changing like, you know, decisions. Like, you know, like I don't think people even went back to partying after she like, you know, after that party, because like it was like one of those things like nope. And like sure enough, like 2 weeks later, I'm in South Jersey full time.
Wow.
Like, you know what I mean? But that saved my life.
Wow. That's big. And that's what we all need. Like, that's love. When you see something like that, when you experience that, that's love. You don't know, you don't understand it at the moment, and you could be flaming. You be flaming hot, like, yo, are you serious? But then when you realize it, like, yo, she really just saved my life.
Saved my life, yo, because you gotta think about it. If you go back, like, you know, everything I was doing right there became to an abrupt halt with everything that I had left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nothing. Once I left, it all. It stopped. And like, you know, like I said, I came down here, like, you know, I found God, and like, you know, my life was just went on a completely different path.
Yeah, word. That's
you
big,
know what I mean?
man.
Completely different path. So
That's
like I said,
big.
like, you know, I mean, to everybody out there, like I said, like, you know, hey, we ain't gonna be preaching tonight, but like I said, if you don't just listen.
Yeah.
If you just listen, all you gotta do is just listen to what he is putting in your heart. You know, and the people that he puts around you. You just gotta just listen and pay attention. I'm telling you.
Yeah, man.
Just listen and embrace it.
Y'all heard that?
It will change your life.
Listen and embrace.
You know what I mean? Like, God puts people in your life that you may not even expect to be there. Hence that story.
Yeah.
And many other situations, like, you know, God will use people in situations. God will even use the devil. You know what I mean? He'll even use the devil to get your attention.
Call devil Shaky Leo.
You know, whatever.
Shaky Leo out there trying to get
you know
somebody.
I mean? He will even, but like, you know, it takes, but you know, for me, it took some time to understand that.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
And
all of us.
And I'm still growing, but like, you know, I like it because it doesn't get boring.
Yeah, no doubt.
My relationship, I ain't perfect. Like Steve Harvey say, like I'm one of them. I'm one of them. Like,
God
you know,
ain't through with me yet.
Yeah, God ain't through with me yet, Christians. I mean, like I'm one of them work in progress Christians, because like, you know, like one thing it is, like, you know, I got the world, and I have to just accept the fact that I'm James Bussey.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be, I can't be like you. I'm not going to be like you because God gave me who I am.
Man, word.
You know what I mean?
Word.
But like, you know, but that doesn't mean that I don't stop loving them any different than you do. Don't mean I ain't gonna, like I said, we're just different people. I'm just James Bussey. If they made two James Busseys, there'd be two people sitting here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what? So, you know,
that might be a thought. No,
well, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, shoot. But like I said, I'm just grateful. I'm just very, very grateful. Like, you know, another thing. Shout out to my Uncle Kenny, Deke.
Hey.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Deke, because, like, you know what I mean? Like, because, like I said, like, you know, that man right there.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Huge inspiration.
Yeah.
Huge inspiration. You know,
Wow,
so
man.
there's a lot. You know, there's a lot.
Sheesh.
Like, you know, but
It's a Scrollodex.
Nah, man, a lot. My sister, Jesus, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, Biggie, God Lord, she already knows. Like, you know what I mean? That's a whole other saga. But I'm just grateful. I'm grateful. I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be here.
Listen,
like, you know what I mean?
Can we shout out the Bishop?
Bishop, come on. Oh, Lord. Jeez, he's going to make me testify on Sunday
Who
if
you,
I don't say
who you
nothing.
know?
Like,
Who you know? I know.
Yeah, like he's like, it's like
Bishop.
He probably timed it. Like he said, he been on that radio for 26.4 minutes and he ain't say nothing but, like, you know, shout out to my bishop.
I'm just gonna watch.
Shout out to my church. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, shout out, like,
double time.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I mean, cause that's home. That's family.
Absolutely.
You know what I
man.
mean? Like, you know, Bishop, like, oh gosh, like, you know, that boy, like, I don't know how he put up with my mess, but that's why I love him. That's why I love every single one of them people in that,
what's up,
you know,
man.
abundant life. Yeah.
Shout out to Abundant Life.
Abundant life. Yeah, right there in Egg Harbor City. I tell you, if you ain't got a church home, like
Man.
I said, like, you know, listen, you ain't got to leave home. Just sign up and just watch them. They're phenomenal. They're phenomenal. But at least just show up. They're phenomenal.
Yeah.
Deborah's probably going to look at you crazy.
All of that. All of that.
The auntie probably going to snatch you up, just give you a big old hug. You know, that's all right. That's how we do
She
things
gonna
at
feed
Abundant
you,
Life. You daggone right.
gonna
They could
feed
cook in that church.
I get some cornbread, Auntie.
They could cook in that church.
fish.
Listen, I'm the Tupperware king. I ain't, listen. I ain't no shame.
That man sounds the Tupperware king.
I ain't got no shame.
No, you got
I
good
would
food.
take your extra. Stop playing. Like, you know.
Oh, you ain't gonna eat that?
No,
Okay, just scrape that.
I know
right
you
here.
ain't gonna leave. I'm staring at you. Just let it get cold. I'll take it home. Okay.
Yo, so tell us. Yo, it be going in the car. It don't even gonna make it in the door.
No, trust me. They're overcooked. Like, you know, I'm still eating Thanksgiving chicken legs. Like,
Oh,
you know what I
my
mean? Like,
God.
you know, I put it in the freezer though.
I can't, yo.
I don't care.
Yo, move past the grub because I'm getting hungry
Yeah,
now.
listen. Like, you know what I mean? Shoot. That's all right though. All right.
Tell us about the bike club. Tell us the inspiration, number one, behind Freedom City Bike Club.
Backstory. All right. You know, let's go back to back to Lawrenceville. Like, you know, we before, like, you know, I was Hard Rock. Shout out to Hard Rock. You know, gave me 10, 12 great years of my life. Before South Jersey, like, you know what I mean, we living in Lawrenceville, and we had like a little chop shop in the background, in the backyard. Like, you know, Pop did antiques, so you should go to auctions and stuff like that. And, like, you know, I'm always snatching up the bikes, like, you know what I mean, because it was just in the pile, or he didn't think it was in the pile because I put it in the pile and then made sure he got it on that truck though. Like, you know what I mean. But
Thanks, Dad. You didn't know.
yeah, that was our thing. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, you know, like you millennials out here, God bless y'all and everything. But we rode bicycles
Yeah,
to get
we
to
did.
places we had to go. If we not, we walked. You know what I mean? We didn't have the luxury, so we learned we had to fix our own issues. You had to fix your own projects. You know, so I was that guy. We live right across the street from Mercer County Park, and, like, you know, me and that's all we did. We went to school, we came home, and, like, you know, we rode that park like you wouldn't believe. You know, so that was always like my thing. Bicycle was always my thing. Fast forward, once again, I was at a crossroads. You know, I was very low back, like, almost like, you know, 8-9 years ago. Like, you know, I was in a very, very dark place. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I just separated from you know, my wife at the time. The big old house, it's empty. Kids are gone. And, like, you know, and that was, you know, my children. That's my fire. That's my heart and soul. That's my only reason why I still breathe.
That's the real conglomerate right
You know
there.
what I mean? Like, my baby is like, you know, you see me go hard. You see me go hard in the paint, like you say. It ain't because, like, I'm trying to buy no Yeezys. I can't even spell Yeezys. It's because I'm trying, you know, they said for my children's children.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm
That's
working
a
100,
legacy.
120 hours a week because I want my grandchildren to eat off the plate that I'm, you know, that I'm building for. You know, so I was at a point where just, like, you know,
Right.
you know what I mean? I couldn't be in their lives and do that for income. You know, so I had to make a choice.
Yeah.
You know, I had to make a choice, and, like, you know, once again, training.
Yeah.
You know, through Pop and, like, you know, all the other things that, like, you know, I've experienced through life and whatnot, to be an entrepreneur, to be a go-getter, to survive. I had to put all that, and then had to build up all that confidence. Like, I have to provide for myself.
Word.
Because that's the only way that I'll be able to be a father, not just, like, you know, a dad.
Yeah, but
you
a
know
father.
what I mean? But a father, the only way, because I wasn't just going to be that weekend dad.
I know that's right, man.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, so it was just
I know
like,
that's right.
it came to a point where it's just like, you know, freak this. Like, I got to go all in. So, like, I was working, I forgot what restaurant. I think I was working a thing called Reds out in Mount Laurel. Like, you know what I mean? And then I was down at, shout out to Callan Culver down in Wildwood. You know what I mean? Because that was a great place to work for. There was, like, you know, it was a great place to work for if you want to be in the food and beverage industry. But once again, my time, I had no.
Right. I understand that, man.
Yeah. So what it was, I piggyback off of Pop. Pop was doing this thing right now. He's up in New Brunswick and everything. He's selling all these little fancy bikes and everything, like on Craigslist. And I'm a sponge. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, if he can do it, like, let me see what I can. You know what I mean? Like, let me see what I can do, like, whatnot, and, like, you know, and the story goes to go selling bikes from Pop. You know what I mean? Like, I was low. I'm at the dollar store is my shop right. Like, you know what I mean? I'm that low. Like, you know, but, like, you know, so I went to Pop, and it was just one of them days, like, man, I need a favor. Like, you know, I was like, Pop, like, I was like, listen, just spot me these right here. Like, you know what I mean? I do the best I can. Like, I'm low. And Pop was like, all right. But Pop, once again, teach me.
Yeah.
It was,
okay. Word.
It's like, it wasn't that, like, you know what I mean? I wasn't asking for a handout.
Yeah, no
but
doubt.
more or less, like, you know, like a hand up. You know what I mean? And so pretty much, like, you know, it was funny. Like, so I got like 7 bikes from Pop. and everything. But Pop gave me like literally like 36 hours to pay him back.
Zach.
36, like literally, like like 30,
Zach.
like
36 hours.
He gave me like
that's monster time.
Like it was like 36 hours. It wasn't like, all right, go take care of the bikes and everything. Just see me when you see me. He's like, nah, bro.
Only people like Don Corleone do stuff like that.
He's like, nah, bro. Like he got like 36 hours, like to pay me back my bread and whatnot. But once again, he's teaching me because like I ain't got no time to be sleeping on this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because first of all, like you know what I mean, like I'm hungry.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like and he was just like teaching me how like, all right, you ask for something, now you pay it back. But he's teaching me how to get that bread even quicker. You know what I mean? So sure enough, it was so funny. Like we were doing like marketplace. He was doing like like the flea markets and whatnot. So I was like, let me go a step further and try this e-commerce thing. Now I just signed up for eBay. I'm like, all right, bet. Now I ain't read the instructions. I should have read the instructions, but it taught me a lesson too. Like what I mean? So I put the bikes up, got them all cleaned up, took some nice pictures. I put the bikes up and everything, and they all sold within like 3 days.
Wow.
Every single one of them.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, so I'm in the room like, yeah. Now, mind you, I didn't realize that they hold your money for 30 days. And I sure enough never shipped out a bike before.
What?
You know what I mean? And I sure enough didn't have any boxes to ship these bikes out and whatnot. And
We're just shipping them.
Yeah, and I sure enough didn't know what kind of postage to put on these bikes to ship them out. So I'm like, shoot. Now, once again, by the grace of God, so I'm calling around these bike shops trying to get advice. And shout out to Tuckahoe Bike Shop. Nick and his wife and his staff, Matt and Kyle. Shout out to Tuckahoe Bike Shop because I'm telling you, Freedom City, and I'll put it out there, hands down, Freedom City Bike Club would not be where it's at without them good, fine people.
Wow.
You know what I mean? They took a chance on me, you know what I mean, on many different cases. But shout out to Tuckahoe Bike Shop because they literally saved my butt. You know what I mean? Because they explained to me the business. Yeah. You know what I mean? Am I doing this right?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. They explained me the business. You know what I mean? So from there on in, we just kept grinding.
Word, man. Word.
We just kept grinding. Like our first shop was out there on Harding Highway. I think I had maybe I don't know, 4 customers every 2 weeks, but we were there.
That's what's up, man.
We were there. My closest neighbor was like a deer. Yeah, but
Dasher, Prancer, Donner.
Yeah, but we were there, and it was funny. No one even knew this story. I had got rid of the house because there's no point for it.
Yeah, yo.
You know what I mean?
We that house though, we had a couple bonfires out that.
Couple. Gosh, that thing was huge. You know what I mean?
Man.
Yeah, there was no.
I feel you though, man. Yeah. I understand though. Sometimes, and I think, and it's crazy that we're talking about this because I think sometimes we push to have certain things, but that's not the direction God want us in, and sometimes He got to extract.
What?
And He got to take away some stuff.
Yeah.
And it might look like we scraping, and sometimes we really are.
Yeah.
But you got to have just as much strength to get up and to rock even harder. Okay, God, where is it that you want me to be? And I think we all analyze that the hardest, especially when it comes to ourselves. We're our biggest critic. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I first of all, I'm proud of you, bro.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. You already know. I told you back when we was doing events. I'm like, yo, man, I'm following you, man. We together. We stuck now.
You
know
what I mean? Going nowhere.
We wasn't even working together yet.
No, but
we stuck now, man.
That spirit.
Yeah, man.
That spirit just it clicked. You know what I mean? And it's like I said, it's been an amazing, and it still is an amazing ride.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm just grateful because you got to think about people see Freedom City Bike Club now, and we're still growing, but more important, we're still sacrificing, we're still grinding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Each year, I always push the envelope. You know what I mean? We go from, like I said, this all started from 7 bikes and a cell phone in the corner of a house.
Yo.
You know what I mean? The next door was we sacrificed the house. It's all right, bet. So we're all in. So now we get this store on Harding Highway.
Yeah. Which was fire.
Yeah.
It was dope.
Yeah. I mean,
whole vibe in that thing.
But once again, like how God provides.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, so we get this joint, so we sacrifice that. So I get this trailer with no roof. I had a baseball tarp as a roof covering this joint, no heat until I found that propane too expensive. I ain't gonna talk about that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, but, you know.
Humble beginnings.
Yeah, humble beginnings. You know what I mean? Like, you know, just want to tell you, like, you know, we want to talk about, like, you know, things to inspire you. Like, my kids are truly the biggest truth. They're
the glue, man.
They're the glue,
man,
bro.
the
Like, because
glue.
there's sometimes I wanted to give up, and they just sit there and smile. Now, I remember sometimes come back from Thanksgiving, I forgot to leave the heat on in the trailer. You know what I mean? It's snow everywhere.
Wow.
We walk into the house, there's ice cubes. My kids went right to the icy bed and fell asleep. And here I am, grown behind man, like, you know, tearing up. Like, you know what I mean? Because, one, I was just so disappointed in myself. But my kids never complained.
Yeah, man.
You know, Jasmine, Junior, Jayla,
Yo.
Daddy loves you. Y'all never complain.
That
Y'all make
is
my
the
job
crew.
easy. You know what I mean? Like, easy. And like I said, we still sacrificing, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to find something that's, you know, something to inspire you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? It can't be on anything. For me, like, it was never anything materialistic. Like, you know what I mean? It was never, ever anything materialistic. Like, trust me. Y'all know me. Y'all know I rock the same 3.5 pair
Cargo
of pants.
shorts, black sneaks,
You know what I mean?
a hoodie,
That's it.
the cap.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, that's it. It was funny. Like, you know, God bless him. Like, you know, I just got back into the choir, the praise team.
Yo, I saw you too. I said, look at my
I know. Like, they should have gave me the words the week before, but I ain't mad at that. Like, you know what I mean?
Steph.
But, yeah.
Blaming you, Fife.
Oh, no. We're gonna no, listen. I should got the memo and everything. But, like, you know, I couldn't, like you said, I couldn't even put a dope outfit together because I was so used to this is what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
like,
man,
you know. You're like,
that's,
you know,
that's when you know you're humble, man.
yeah,
That's
I was in there like in
humility.
work gear, and they were like, Bussey. I'm like, oh shoot, let me go home and you know figure this joint the heck on out and everything. I think I got a shirt in the closet somewhere. But like I said, I'm very, very, very grateful, man. I'm very grateful for all the people who have believed in me.
Right.
You know, and you know, like I'm just really excited to where, like, you know, like I said, if you don't see it before you see it, you'll never see it.
Yeah.
And like, you know,
Right.
and like, you know, if you don't have a vision, I'm really excited for what God has planned, not just for me, because like, you know, my whole vision, you know, I want to retire my entire family.
Yeah, word.
You know what I mean?
That's
like,
that's legacy.
like I'm talking about aunt, uncle, dad, grandma, cuz, brother, like we all eating off of this. Like, you know what I mean? And your children's children are going to eat off of this. Like, you know what I mean?
Bro.
Like, you know, so like, you know, that's why I truly believe, like, you know, God hasn't, like, you know, like Steve Harvey said, like, you know, like it ain't over until it's over. Like,
Right.
you know, if you woke up today, that means God still has a plan for you.
Hey, come
like,
on
you know
now.
what I mean? So it's just like, you know, every day I wake up like, oh, boop, on to, just keep on going.
Let's keep rocking.
Just keep
Let's
on.
keep
Because
rocking.
James says, trust me, I've tripped, fall, scraped, and everything. Like, you know, a lot of people could have wrote me off, but God never wrote me off. You know what I mean? So I believe that I am
Something
here.
about that man above.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I believe that I'm here, like, to do a mighty work, just not just for me, but for Him.
Yeah. Word.
You know what I mean? Because
And that's a blessing in it. Number one, because you're not just you witnessing it, but you're living your truth in it. And when people view us from the outside looking in, you know what I mean? Sometimes, and it's crazy because the past couple of weeks it's just been bam, 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 one thing after another.
Come on now.
And I said, yo, you going to do the show? Yep. I got to show up. The grind still got to move. Things still got to pop off, because if God expected me to wake up this morning when He talked to me, He said, get up and get moving. He expects me to continue to do the work.
That's it.
And that's it. That's the whole plan. I ain't got nothing else. That's the whole plan. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. You know what I mean? We know that. We understand that.
Oh, yeah.
We even though we like really just getting it like, oh, you know what I mean? But we understand that, and that's why He keeps definitely blessing you. He keeps blessing me, and I'm grateful. Thank you for accepting the invitation to come on here.
What? I was running here.
Yo.
I beat you here. Like, I was running here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, what?
I'm here, cuz.
I was like, me and cuz, we
right
chill.
around the corner.
Like, I'll be right there. I don't care.
Listen,
You know?
I'm just grateful that this fast forward these years that have transpired and have grown between us, and have showed so much light that, like, we're still planning and working. Like you said,
it's
stuff
just the beginning.
popped off.
This is just beginning. We just scratching the surface. Like, you know what I mean?
it ain't
Like, you know, we just scratching the surface. Like I'm telling you, just scratching the surface. Like you know, what I mean?
It ain't a game.
Nah, like you know, but you really got to think about it, that the fact that we are still here is a miracle in itself.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Like you have your stories, I have my story for sure.
Yeah.
But the fact that we are still here is proof enough to show that it's just the beginning.
Yo, man.
You know,
I remember you telling me we was having our little powwow. We was having powwow in the club. He was like, "Yo, you have everything you need. Yo, you should have your own show." And you kept saying it. You kept saying, "Yeah, yo."
I'll be straight in the audience.
Listen, and my lion, this is where it's at. This is where it's at.
And look at you.
You know what I mean? And I said every time I wrote a goal, I was like, I put that right at the top of the paper. You got to have your own. You got to have your own. And the conversation is right here. Every time I step foot to do something, I remember our conversation, man, and talking about all of the things that we really should be doing. We want to do. We had a heart and a desire to do, and now, like,
because you never stop.
Nah, man, can't
and that's
sleep.
the key.
Can't
like
sleep.
you can never stop. Once you stop, once you quit, it's done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like once you put the car in park, it doesn't go nowhere. You know what I mean? Like I've been listen, I'm on that joint, like I'm doing like how like the Marines do it, like with the airplanes. Yeah. Like, you know, we're trying to fuel the jet in midair. That's how I get it going. Like, you know, that car never
with the zip
stops.
line, the line.
Yeah, the zip line. That thing, hey, you know what I mean? But that's the key to it.
Word, man.
You never stop going. You never stop losing faith.
Yeah.
You never stop trusting God.
Listen, y'all.
You just don't stop. That's the key
stop.
to it. Like, and don't. And I'm saying this to say to myself too. If anyone's listening for inspiration, stop telling everybody your business. You know,
bada bing, bada boom.
Stop telling everybody business. And literally, if you're talking to people who ain't where you trying to go, trust me, you ain't gonna get any further than where they're at right now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And that's one. And I'm like I said, I'm talking to myself too, because I'm still working on myself as well.
Absolutely.
Why? Because I just love all. You know what I mean? Sometimes I love too much, you know, but I love all. I like to see everybody shine. But no.
Word, man.
I'm 41 years old. Like, you know, I'm going to lower it down just a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm grateful to have kids and children. I can speak that message to you now. But like I said, if you're out there trying to grind and everything, because, like, you know, Freedom City Bike Club ain't just the end of James Bussey. Like, you know, we got some big surprises coming on, and I'm really excited to talk about that down the road when it happens. But, like, you know, for anyone who's out there who's really trying to make it, man, like, you know, just get your little core circle. You trust God. You stay. I'm talking. My knees be ashy because I pray. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Nebo Station. You already know.
Listen, I pray, and that's it. You just keep on going. Do not stop. You know what I mean? Like Freedom. I came a long way. Like a long way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm blessed. Like, we just opened up a second shop in Atlantic City. This past March. I didn't even tell nobody.
The walk.
Listen, I didn't even have a grand opening. I didn't call the press. I didn't know nothing. I just opened the doors.
Huh?
You know what I mean? Just open the doors.
Somebody say black on the walk.
Just open the doors, because like I said, it's not about, like, you know, the announcement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's actually it's about the results.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And for me, like you said, just the fact that I got the key to open the doors, the lights are on, the bills are paid. Like, you know what I mean? Just like that's my accomplishment.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? I don't need 100 likes on a post.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't need like 19,000 followers, because I don't even know. I got like 12 friends. Stop playing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't need all y'all, because I can't remember their birthdays now.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, so it's just like,
who are you?
I'm a little old fashioned.
Forgive me, but I don't remember.
I'm a little old fashioned. Like, you know, I know we live in a different world and everything, but like, you know, what worked 100 years ago still works today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Real
you know, you muck up, you know, you grind, you stay humble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you just do the work, because results will show.
Yeah, man.
Like, you know what I mean? And like, you know, that's just where I'm at.
Couldn't have said it any better.
Yeah,
man.
the Bussey ain't gonna stop.
Couldn't
Like, you know,
have
Bussey
said
got
it
some
any
surprises coming up and everything.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I got 4 kids, so that
Some-
they all gotta
some
have
grinding.
their own empire. Yeah.
Grinding.
That's my secret. All my kids gonna have their own empire.
Yeah. Yo.
That's it. That's
Lucius who? I'm talking about Bussy.
Yeah, that's how I know. You got the Hesses, you got the Rockefellers, you got the Kennys. Bussy could be up there too.
Hey.
And so can you.
We already there, brother. We getting higher.
I know. I ain't gonna say that. We taught them everything they know, but I ain't gonna say that. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say that out loud publicly. I did though, so it's all right. You know what I mean?
Amen.
It's in our heritage.
Yeah.
So I just believe us as a people.
Word.
If we did more of this,
Yes.
if more of us did more of this, without all that and all that me hating on you and all that me, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, put negative on you.
Yeah.
You know how far they've already shown, the proof is already put in how far and how great we can be.
Word, man.
We got to get up off that.
Yeah, it's enough at the table for everybody to eat.
What the table's huge. It's called the world. You know what I mean? Half your people ain't leave South Jersey yet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, so it's like,
say that again.
We got the world. I ain't hating on nobody. Like, you know, don't be coming to the bike shop and everything and start cussing me out. Like, you know, I love every single one of y'all and everything, but I'm just talking the truth and everything.
We got bouncers.
Like, now, yeah, it's called a dog. It's 14 years old. It's probably going to lick you. Anyway, but like, I would just love to see more of us uniting.
Absolutely, man.
And supporting. You know, there's other cultures out there that do it very well. Very well, and it shows. Absolutely. You know what I mean? You see them. Trust me, I see them. You know what I mean? I would just like to see more of us doing the same.
Word.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, because there's a lot out there. For me to be like, literally, like, you know, there's only one black-owned bicycle shop on the East Coast. There's only one black-owned bicycle shop. For one male, one black man.
It's yours.
There's only one black-owned. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's
it's yours.
You know what I mean? But it's just like, you know, it's if we just did more.
Yes.
Together.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, like Tulsa was a long time ago. What have we done since? Like, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying, because there's a lot out there.
Right.
There's a lot of our people doing a lot of great things. So there's no way I'm knocking on our culture and everything. But just here, I'm talking about South Jersey, Lang City, or Pleasantville. We just did more together.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, imagine everybody put up $1. $1. Go buy a beat up car. Fix it up and flip it. And if everybody made $1.50 off that, wouldn't you be in a better place? You know what I mean? You ain't got to be like, we got to put up 5 racks. Nah, man, just put up $1.
That's it. Yo, it's crazy that you say that. But last week I had Chef Kira. Shout out to Chef Kira and Chubby Chicks Cafe.
I'm hungry.
Yo, man, listen.
Yeah.
Y'all better get there.
Chef
Kira said.
What, she on Grubhub?
Yeah, yo. She's actually up in Blackwood, but she's coming here.
I ain't driving that far. God bless her. God bless her. I ain't driving that.
Chef Kira was saying, you know, what was crazy was how she didn't have no money. She didn't have no money when she started. She didn't have no coins. She was adding up stuff off her credit card. She was like, I couldn't squeeze nothing. I couldn't rub nothing together. She said, but I was determined to get this done. She said, no matter how many times I failed or something here happened and something there happened, I was determined. Just take it back to the drawing board. Now I got to figure this out and I got to figure that out. And she said, every day I woke up like that. Like I woke up at forefront and I had to do more. And people would think that because I lost this and that I was supposed to give up. And she was saying how when people look at you, they like, yo, you know, and that's the naysayers. The ones that bite at you. Like,
that's cool.
Ain't you tired? That's that Job effect. Ain't you tired?
That's cool.
You got all that back there and you going to follow it? Yeah, absolutely.
That's right. You know what I mean?
Because why would I stop?
But you think I think about, and I can relate to her, and there's a lot of people out there who can't relate to her. She may not have like the physical funds. You know what I mean? But her wealth was in her ambition.
Right.
You know what I mean? Her wealth was.
Feed that ambition.
You know what I mean? Her
man.
wealth was in her ambition. She was stocked up on ambition and determination. That's what a true currency is when it comes to being like, you know, an entrepreneur. Like, you know what I mean? You it's almost like trying to put the cart in front of the horse. Like, you know what I mean? People look at me like, oh, James, you know, like, you know, bike shop, you got like 3 shops. No, wait, hold on. Let's go back 10, 11 years where there was no heat. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like me.
Was just on a cart.
Me, homie at the Dollar Tree was like BFFs. Like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get stuff for 75 cents. You know what I mean? Like, you know, but it's like people don't understand the work.
Right.
And the sacrifice and everything. Like, you know, and it's just, that's what you got to put through. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, you know, this Edison 1,000 times, 2,000 times before he got it right.
Yeah.
And he said, I ain't failed 2,000 times. Like, you know, it just took me 2,000 times to get it right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Make
like
the right
know,
equation, mix it with the right type of listen.
It's the sacrifice, but that's what makes it worth it.
Yeah, man.
You can look back and just like relish on like, yeah, God brought me a mighty long way. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's what the value is at. Like, you know, but God bless her. And I'll go to Blackwood.
She's coming here though.
She can bring some chicken.
She's coming here. She gonna cook that chicken.
She gonna cook that chicken here? Bro. All right, I'm just gonna be in the parking lot.
You can be in there licking your fingers like, yo.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be in the parking lot.
Spending the night. Spending the night right here in the parking lot. I'll meet you when you open up in the morning.
Yeah, now hold on. Let me carry that for you real quick. My Tupperware. I told you I brought Tupperware.
Like. Yo, y'all hear it right here, live and jive on Top Class Radio and Stage Left with your big sis, L Vintage, James Bussey, Freedom City Bike Shop and Bike Club,
Yeah.
right here in Pleasantville. Tell them what the address is.
Oh man, all right. So we're on we're on 29 West Delilah Road in Pleasantville, and we're on 12 North Arkansas Avenue in Atlantic City. That's right behind Nike and the Tanger Outlets, and we have something else coming up too. So I ain't gonna. We'll just let.
Don't spill
God
those
willing,
beans.
you ain't gonna spill them beans yet. You know what I mean?
Beans
like,
don't burn in the kitchen. Yo.
But I'm grateful for that. I'm highly grateful for that. Like, this year actually we have our we'll be doing rentals this year. Like, we have our big series, like the 4 personal pedal carts. So we invested big time in that. Like I tell you,
y'all better get out there and get it.
Listen, like Bussey don't keep money in the bank. I keep on reinvest. I just keep on putting it out there. Like,
invest in what you want.
You got to. Like, you just gotta keep churning that bread. Like, eventually it's
yeah, man. That's real. That's real talk. That's real talk. So y'all know where the shops are. Delilah Road and on Arkansas Avenue, Tanger Outlets.
Yeah. Freedom
City Bike Club. And one other thing that I wanna talk about, I wanna touch on.
Let's talk about it.
Pandemic, right? Pandemic. It was all these kids that really didn't have much to do.
Sure enough.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure enough.
And this is why I love my cuz, right? Because he knows the need. He saw the need. And not only did he, flip them kids a couple of coins, come in, get this work in. Let me show you a couple of things. My son was one of them. Come in, get this work in. Let me show you what you do. Man, when I tell you it was the hangout it was the hangout. These kids I'm carrying the tire on one arm. I'm carrying a rim on another arm. Bro. And then you turn around and had the ride through the city.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
All right. Well, once again, like, we're in the village. Like, the pandemic was tough for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But, like, I was very, very pleased and very fortunate to be in a position where I could get back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you had a lot of kids in the neighborhood. Like, a shout out to every single one of them. They're like my little seeds, you know what I mean? Like, they ain't kids no more, to tell you the truth. Kids grow up in like a couple years.
Shema playing with them now.
Yeah, they grow up come on, like, that's a grown man over there.
Shout out to Debo. My big baby is in the shop tonight.
I thought that was a grown man, but I was like, whoa. Like, but so what it was is like, it was rough for a lot of people. We were at a position where and we were blessed. Yeah. So kids came in and like, they weren't in school. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? So they needed something to do. So they all rode their bikes. And most of them didn't have any money, you know what I mean? But that neighborhood needed some cleaning up to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we now got a bunch of brooms, we got a bunch of rakes. Shout out to Wawa. I took mad of their plastic bags. It's probably a shortage now because it's probably me because I stole all the plastic bags from Wawa. And I just gave them something to do because that's how we grew up.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, nothing was handed to us free, but like, if you gave them something to earn.
Yeah.
So they go pick up, whether it's leaves
and
or
they was
trash.
earning it too.
Yeah. Like, shout out to this one kid. He was so smart. Like, he came in with his big old trash bag before he even asked me for anything. I gave him a whole bike. I said, "You are very ambitious, young man." Like, I couldn't say no to the kid.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, that was really, really cool because, like, I really want to tip my hat to those children in that neighborhood because when I first got there, it was a different picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm the new guy and it's like anywhere you go, you get challenged or whatnot, but to watch these kids mature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And with the mannerism, with their appearance, with their respect. Like, I really tip my hat off to those kids. And that's very important. Like, these kids just need good role models in the community.
Real talk.
And they're not bad kids.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
They're
not
inquisitive.
Yeah, I mean, they're not.
Curious.
They're actually very, very, very good children. Yeah. Or young adults and everything. And they just need somebody to remind them of that.
I know that's
right.
You
know
what
I mean? So I really tip my hat off because a lot of them have a very, very impressive young men and young women.
Right.
They're very, very. You look at them now. The way they are now are nowhere where they were 4 or 5 years when I got there, and and I really, really tip my hat off to them because they do listen. They do want to be better. Just got to be reminded, just like how we had to be reminded. You know what I mean? But so the bike ride. You know what I mean? Shout out to ASAP out in Atlantic City, because was against shooting another person.
Violence. against gun violence.
Yeah, against gun violence. So shout out to them because we linked up, like, you know, so it was like really, really dope because like they were doing something positive. Here I am, like, you know, a bike shop in you know, Pleasantville. So we just linked up.
Yeah.
And that was really, 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 really a dope experience, you know, because once again, uniting, coming together. You see how great things can happen when you unite and you come together and you're going for a good cause.
Right.
And it's not about self. And that thing was really, 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 really dope. And it was like one of the they did like 2 write-outs. And it was one of the proudest. Proudest. It made me feel.
Right, man.
It just made me feel dope. You know what I mean? Like being a part of that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we gave a bunch of bikes out that year too, and actually just the past 2 Christmases, you know, we were very fortunate up to. Was it Moo's Garden?
Yeah.
You know,
shout out to Moo.
Yeah, shout out to Moo.
Who's doing big things.
What? Come on. Like,
he's doing big things,
that's a dope brother right there.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and, oh, Lord forgive me, he's going to hate me, but it's like another construction company, black-owned construction company.
Dorsey?
Mm-mm.
No, not Dorsey.
Oh, my gosh. Whoops. It'll come to me. But anyway, but we had linked up, and that not this Christmas that's just passed, but the one before that, we gave away 100 bikes.
Yo,
and 400 toys.
That's real, man.
100 bikes. You know what I mean? 100 bicycles.
Them bikes.
You know what I mean? All throughout Black Maryland. Yeah. 100 bicycles. And like, you know what I mean? But like I said, feels very, very good. It's very, very important to give back. It's not about the bread.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not about the bread. You never know who you might inspire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You never know who you might inspire. Like, you know, never know who really, really needs that help.
Yeah. And I think for us, especially in Pleasantville, it set a different precedence over discipline. You know, people talk about the violence and talk about kids getting in trouble all the time, but they never stop to say, yo, man, what's up? You okay? You need anything?
Yeah.
Or to speak life into them. And that's crazy because that's how I am. I talk. Every one of them kids in Pleasantville know who Miss L.
Yes, they do.
That's crazy.
Yes, they do.
And I'd be like, what? You want what? No. But I love them. To life, and I think that it is imperative for them to see us in the community and know where they could go for shelter and safety and if something they need, you know what I mean, that speaks volumes. And to us, when we were kids, we had that, you know what I mean. Shout out to the Graves family. We just lost Miss Doris Graves. She was a pillar in this city. Sure. And I would be remiss if I didn't say anything, because when I was leaving that school right here, high school, the old high school, I seen that Lincoln come around the corner, and I said, oh, she about to snitch. Whoa. So, but you know what? It speaks volumes because we're able to pour back in the way we were poured into, and I love that, man. And you definitely you exceed the expectation and then some. Even got your blessing from the mayor. Shout out to Miss Ward, and some of the businessmen that are here in the city, and that's big. You know what I mean?
I'm just grateful. I'm very fortunate. I'm very grateful. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know,
and the police station. Shout out to PVLP.
Oh, sure enough. Like, you know what I mean?
Police
like,
department.
You know, you know what it is like, you know, the biggest, the best feeling I got, you know, from, you know, being in Pleasantville is like I said, I'm from North Jersey, Central Jersey, and like, you know, I wasn't born, wasn't raised down here, but like, you know, to be accepted in this community, it was like one of the biggest, you know, just good feelings I had, like, you know, on all different levels, whether it's like, you know, your political level, you know what I mean, whether it's just your personal level, like, you know, it feels good when you walk out and put the bikes out every single morning and people honking at you and waving at you, like, you know what I mean, it's like the black Mr. Rogers and whatnot.
Welcome to Mr. Rogers' neighborhood.
Like, you know what I mean, but it just feels good because that just reminds me of, like, you know, when I used to go to you know, my grandmother's shop in New Brunswick, like, you know what I mean, she got the exact same response. Like, you know, there are people that, like, you know, who, I mean, like, she's changed lives. Not doing anything other than just being a good person. You know what I mean? No one's perfect, but, like, you know what I mean? But just being a good person, that's all it is. You never know who's watching. Like, you know, you never know who's watching. Like I said, that was like one of the biggest joys I've gotten through with this whole process. Is just like, you know, just felt like that I'm home.
Yeah, that's
you know
what's
I mean?
that's
like,
what's
you know,
up.
and like, you know, especially in Lang City as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like I used to work. It's crazy. I used to work as an employee. Now I'm there as an employer. So that's how good God is.
Come on.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's how you flip that, man.
Yeah, you go there as an employee, but now you go there as an employer. And, like, you know what I mean? Like, and trust me, ain't no easy ride, but that's still, thank God for it.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, it may be a challenge, but, like, you know, I'm glad that We riding this thing the whole way out. I'm riding to the wheels off. I'm saying. I'm telling you.
Yo, go get your bike, y'all. Go get your. We be here all night for the next 3 nights. So that's just what we do.
Yeah.
But go get your bike. Take your kids. Let them pick out a bike. You know what I'm saying? Don't be shy. He got everything in it, from a seat to a helmet to knee pads, shirts. You need it. It's there. Get you a custom-made bike. They're beautiful. Right here on the corner of Delilah and Linden Avenue in the Ville.
Yeah.
Right on Arkansas Avenue, right behind the Nike outlet. Man, listen, go and get you a bike. Freedom City Bike Club. James Bussey, all my people.
God bless y'all.
Y'all already know what we came to do. Don't forget to click, like, and sharing. Share with the world, because something great is transpiring, and we want to keep bringing you these journeys and these stories. It's your big sis, LEL Vintage. I love y'all, man. I love y'all. Y'all the dopest audience out there. Y'all keep me thriving. Y'all keep me rocking and rolling, and we want to be a blessing to y'all. So we keep bringing these stories, these journeys to you, because we know you need to know who the people are in your neighborhood and who's doing magnificent things. You know what I'm saying? Bless the babies. Don't ignore them. They have a voice. You know what I mean?
They up next.
So I'm going to let Big Cuz sign us off, right? And tell you something encouraging before he bounces. First, tell them how they can find you, and then tell them something encouraging, and then we signing off.
How do you find me? I don't know. You're staring at me right now. I don't
Waldo.
I don't talk the social media talk and everything, but yeah, like I said, I'm in Pleasantville. I'm in Atlantic City, but most likely you find me in Pleasantville. Like I'm there like Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6. But I just put it like this, like, you know what I mean, like wherever you are, wherever you're at, do not give up and just put God first.
Pow.
Like, you know what I mean, that is it. That's pretty much all. Like I say, trust God, and I guarantee you, I put it on everything. He will not let you down. He will not let you down, but just stay blessed, stay humble. Love you. Love you for the support. And I love you.
Yo, man,
all right?
I
love you. This is dope. I love you.
Put that on everything.
Yeah.
Yo, we signing off.
Showing
love y'all.
I'll get some chicken.
Yo.